What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. I appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. So we're back, guys. Different game on the channel again. We've got U-Boat, guys. Now this is a game that came out a little while ago now on PlayStation. I have played it before, never got to the end of it, but I do love this game, guys. I want to get to the end of it. I want to experience it on review, guys, on the channel. So I thought this is a great time to bring it back. We are expecting an update on the 17th of April, which is going to really improve the game. Now, I'm fingers crossed, guys, that we're not going to have to start another game again once that update comes out. I'm fingers crossed on that, but if we do, we do. We'll come to that. But I'm looking forward to showing you this, guys. Love the game. Simulation-wise, brilliant. So, without further ado, let's get into a new game. So, as soon as you jump in, guys, this is what you're going to see on the screen. Bit of a brief description. Obviously, all the different type of U-boats we can control or being captain of. So we've got U-48, U-47, U-4, 137, U-138, etc, etc, guys. So these are all the different U-boats in the game that you can command. Further down the line, you can select anywhere in the timeline of this game where you want to start. So you can start here, as you can see, U-48, War Begins. You just take a look down to the right, guys, September the 1st, 1939. So that's just before the war really start to kick off. Or you can go straight down to the bottom, Battle of the Arctic, and you can see there, guys, take control of 1172. Difficulty is very hard because the technology the Allies had in that time were outmatching the Germans by them. So you can start there. You can see December the 11th, 1944, before the war started to come towards an end. So it's totally up to you. A bit of a brief description, guys, as well. Just let you know, give you a bit of information before you jump in. But without further ado, so we've got 3 U-boats we can use at the beginning of the war, which is where we're going to start, guys. So we've got U-48, U-47, and U-4. Now, U-4, guys, is a teeny tin pot boat. The Germans quickly realised it was not fit for purpose, and it was more like a coastal ship, submarine, sorry. So it wouldn't go the long distances that this game is going to expect you to go. Now, you can play that and do it with that ship, your submarine, guys, but it's very difficult. It's not got the range. You have to work so hard. So if you want to really start off at the very beginning as a first captain, then take that one. But I'm going to take the U-48, guys. Still, when the war started, normal difficulty. So without that, we are going to jump in. Next thing you're going to see, guys, how realistic a simulation do you want? Do you want it arcade, where the game's going to do 100% of the things for you on entertaining and you just control the boat? That's totally up to you. Balanced, where you can do a bit of both, of course, and then hardcore, where you've got to do 90% of it on your own or 100% of it on your own. So we are going to go for hardcore, guys. That's what it should be. Again, we're going to have crew management, guys. We're going to have a few hiccups with the crew. We're going to have bits and bobs going on, so you can decide what you want to do with them. You can tell them what to do, their hours they're working. So again, you can have it on minimal. Game will do it all for you. Medium, you can help out a bit if you want to, or expert. But we're going to go straight to expert. So next thing we're going to bump into, guys, menus. Going to give you all the settings for the game. So of course we're going to want U-boat, German. We're not going to want it in. We can have it in English. If you want it in English, you can have it in English, guys. But for the authenticity of it, we want it in German. Save mode, we'll keep it as normal. Now you can have port only, and that's dangerous, guys, very dangerous. Sometimes you don't make it back. So we're just going to quickly whiz through this. So the AI difficulty, we want hard. Economical difficulty, so obviously later in the war, guys, the Germans found it harder and harder to get stock in, have enough food, have enough ammunition. So that will play a factor into this game, so you want to keep on top of that, guys. Expanded sailor management, we'll keep that on. Morale, obviously, like any war game, you want to keep your morale of your crew up, so we're going to have that on, of course. Aiming mode, metric, classic. Food management, so there's food management. You're going to have to make sure the U-boat's got the food in it, the torpedoes in it, the ammunition in it. You're going to keep on top of all that, guys, whatever the amount of deployment you're going on. Then we've got mission completion. We'll keep that on automatic if we can. Torpedo flows, realistic, of course. We want it as realistic as possible. Realistic builds, earth curvature, obviously we want that. We're not one of these snowflakes that thinks the bloody world's flat. We don't want to play with that. Darker Nights I am going to turn off, guys, because I've played that before and it is so hard to see things. Obviously, again, if you want 100% immersion, go for that. But for me, it just didn't suit. I could hardly see anything. I couldn't hit anything. It was so hard. But again, guys, that's just me. But yeah, you're free to select that if you want it. Periscope magnification. So that's when you're on your scope, guys, zooming in on targets on ships. It will go a certain distance. So of course you can have it extended if you want to, or realistic. So we're going to keep that realistic. Periscope stabilization. So again, guys, the sea is going to be a bit rough on certain parts, bad weather. So you can have that when you're on the wave, especially if you're on the surface, guys, your periscope's going to bounce up and down. Very hard to lock on your targets and sort that out, which we will see in the game. So I am going to change that to enabled. I want it stable as possible. Encounters mode, we want that as default. We don't want additional. Sinking credits. So yeah, we've got to be very strict on this. Make sure these ships do sink, guys. So default, you can be very lazy. It'll sink and it'll just give you the points. Higher, we'll go very strict. Sinking physics, realistic. Size of convoys, we'll keep default. Headquarters, so we want that automatic, guys. So you will get upgrades. Now you have it, you can set it as no manual, so you can upgrade it as and when you feel like it. Once you've got the money and the points, do that free. Or you can set it like we have here now, guys. Set it now as realistic, so we'll only get the upgrades realistically along with the timeline of the actual war happened. So we'll go for that. Mission types will keep there. Contacts. You don't have to play with this, guys, so it'll be a lot harder to see the contacts on the map. It won't give you a bit of a general direction of where they're heading. I struggled with this, guys. I'm going to hold my hands up. I wasn't great with the compass on its own, so I'm just going to have this on just to help me out a little bit. Detection, feedback, health bars, don't want any of that from the enemy ships. Mission choices, we can have 3, of course. Mission types, that's fine. Damage difficulty, oh yeah, we definitely want it hard. And then we've got tutorial, guys. If you want to watch the tutorial and play the tutorial, recommend you go to that. Especially first time playing it, guys. If you never played U-Boat, go to a tutorial section, because it's a learning curve, guys. Very much is so. Gameplay perspective, we can go first person only. So as you can see there, normal, you will play mainly in the section of U-Boat and you'll be able to enter into FPP mode. Any officer you wish. This is a default mode in the U-Boat. First person only, the section of view will be increased and you will only be able to play in FFP as any officer on the U-Boat. So we can do that if we wanted to, guys. Or we can just play as a skipper in this mode. You'll play as a skipper in FFP mode. When you pause the game, you'll enter into orders mode into the section view. We'll keep that normal, I think, guys, so you can see the outside of the boat, and we can definitely go first person when we want to as well. That is no issue whatsoever. So let's progress that, guys. A little bit of waffling, bit of customization. You can do that if you want to do it. So we can have voices. So we got a couple of different...
Mannschaft werden wir dem Feind zeigen, wozu ein U-Boot in der Lage ist.
There we go, guys.
Als eingespielte Mannschaft werden...
Denkt an eure Ausbildung, bleibt ruhig und konzentriert.
So that voice is not bad, so we'll select that. So muscular, we can select a body type. So we can go muscular, thin, large, however you feel like. Very simple, guys, but yeah, you can adjust most diff if you want to. I mean, hairstyle, we can go bald, or we can go... Well, we've got a hat on. We might not want a hat. Do we want to go side part? Let's take our cap off. But we're a captain. We need our cap, don't we? So we can definitely change our cap if we want to do. We can go beanies and things, but we're a captain, so we'll skipper's hat, bit of a hair showing, why not? So very simple, guys, not very complex, but yeah, nice little touch. But without further ado, guys, we are going to jump into game. Klaus, change your name. You can put your name if you want to as well, guys, but I'm going to keep it as German authentic as possible with their names, so I'm going to leave that as. So let's jump in. So there we have it, guys. Only half of them returned home. These were very feared by the Allies, guys, the U-boats, as I'm sure you're all very well aware. So getting to play and be a German spectator for the war is a very nice touch. Very interesting indeed. So there we go, guys. Friday the 1st, September 1939. So the war hasn't begun yet. Not yet.
Viel Glück bei Ihrem nächsten Einsatz, Herr Kommandant. Kommen Sie und Ihre Mannschaft gesund zurück.
There she is. Look at her. A beautiful U-boat. Well, there we have it, guys. So, look at this. This is our port. Halvarshaven. Probably absolutely butchered that. I didn't say that very well, guys, but yeah. So the game is going to change. As I say, there's an update coming 17th of April, so things will change. So again, fingers crossed. Hopefully we don't have to restart the game again, but we're going to see. But pressing up on the D-pad, guys, we can get an in view of the actual U-boat itself. Engine room, a lot of clickable buttons here. Say we've got ventilation here, the engine room. We can turn these on and off. Spare parts, all that good stuff. Food area. So again, this is a bit of our food. So we've got some dried fish, and we've got some potatoes, and we've got some preserved pork, and some canned bread on board as well. Bit of meat hanging up there as well. So yeah, very well modelled, guys, if we zoom in even more. So we're going to cover this in a second, guys, the crew management, but there's a couple of the guys. So this is just a normal crew. You can't really control these guys. These are just AI. Our crew are on the way. Actually, they might be on the way. Oh, here they are, guys. So you can see, climbing on top of the U-boat now. These are all our officers climbing on. There's our captain. So we can definitely control them. So these guys will just follow an order. And then here is our torpedo room, guys. So we're going to be wanting to start moving these torpedoes across if we can, because we want to make room for a couple of more to be put in there. So if you've got a PlayStation, guys, press your touchpad. It's going to bring up this type of menu. So we've got our officers that we control. Now we can get more of these guys as the game goes on, so you can upgrade a bit more. So we've got our Horst Weber. He's in charge of our engines. We've got Carl, he's our radioman. Michael Nod, again, he's going to be in charge of our torpedoes, but you can switch Horst, Weber and Michael. They can do either job, that's fine. We've got our second in command here, Kurt Hoffman. He's going to be in charge of our navigating and setting up the torpedo calculations. And then we've got Klaus, our officer, our young officer. And then we've just got the odd. We can cover all this in the game, guys. You'll see all this operational, but bits and bobs there as well. But the first thing I want to get done, guys, is head over to the warehouse. So you need to do this every time, guys. Is to head over here and show me what you've got. So you can see now, this is where we're going to get all our stock from. So when we return from missions, or before we go out on missions, you're going to make sure you've only got a certain amount of budget, but that will change within the game, guys. I will mention that. But you've got to make sure you're stocked up and ready for any. So we've got a bit of food on board. We've got some spare parts. We've got medikit in case we need it. Ammunition. I think we're looking pretty good. Yep. We can't stock any more as I know of. No. Fuel. Always make sure that's topped up, guys. You don't want to find yourself out in the middle of the sea, out of fuel, you're stuck. So always make sure you get your fuel restocked up. Torpedoes. So here's the selection now, guys. This is where you're going to get the bad boys from. So you can see here, T2s are free. So a T2 is a standard issue electric Kriegsmarine torpedo with a P1 pistol. We are aware of some issues with the pistol design. Torpedoes of the impact angle design setting must be hit the target an angle close to 90 degrees to explode. So again, guys, we'll see that if we ever find any ships. You'll see we need to be as close to 90 on the angle of the ship for that to be able to explode. So the launch torpedoes on the magnetic, so that's where it goes under the keel, guys, or under the stern of the ship, or anywhere under the ship, under the surface, it will explode. So that is the speed of it, 56 kilometers, range 5 kilometers. Again, we'll cover that later in the game, guys. But yeah, so there's a couple here. T1, again, standard issue, steam powered. So we've got electric powered and steam powered. So the electric one's free, steam powered are £400 or whatever one of the currency you want to use. So these are pistols, again, same some issues, same everything. But this is where you get your torpedoes from, guys. Storage room, we do have a stern torpedo as well. So we've got one at the back of the sub, or U-boat. So that's always interesting to know. So these are all moving them. So we'll leave that to it. We will have to skip a day. And then again, guys, we've got some breathing apparatus, coffee. You will need this sometimes, guys. So always make sure your coffee is topped up, because your officers could be working a lot more longer hours when they start to get tired, because tiredness is a thing in here. So we've got a helmet, diving. This will come in useful eventually. Again, demolition charges, they will come in useful, guys. Rifle, bit of intimidation with that with the helmet. But we'll leave that for a second because we need our torpedoes to move across. So we'll head over now to crew. And you'll see here now, crew, guys, this is the crew list. So again, we've got a captain, we've got Horst Weber, we've got Michael, we've got Kurt, and we've got Carl. So they're all the officers, and they've all got skills, guys. So there's a skill tree into this game. And then we've got the rest of these guys that we could assign to our crew if we wanted to. We'll go across to tasks. So this is a task builder. You can change this, guys, however you see fit. So if you want the Horst Weber to be on engine, mechanical wise 10, that is his high priority, and then his engine's 9. But you could change that. Maybe you want mechanical wise down to 7, and you want him on torpedo maintenance for 4. You can mess around with that as much as you want, guys. I don't really do that. I leave that well alone, guys. I don't mess with that at all. And then obviously rest. We want to make sure rest is always the highest number, guys, because that is very important. But yeah, mess around with any of these officers, guys. If you think that's a bit too much, then you can juggle it around for their specific role. Schedule. So, obviously we've got morning, evening, and night, guys. So this is the amount of time in green here, where the morning shift is active. Then we'll go to evening, green, and then we've got night shift. So red is when they're off. Again, guys, it's totally personal preference, how many hours you want your crews to work. So currently we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours there, and some are working 9 hours. We want to try and I always want to, guys, try and keep it even, so they're working that, so we can always add that onto there, that onto there, that off there, guys, and onto there. So now we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you want new 9. So you want to make sure, though, guys, as well, these are not overlapping. So we don't want green and green. We don't want 2 shifts. Well, you can do, guys, if you want to. I'll hold my hand up. Yes, you can if you want to, but I don't. Let them have a little bit of a thingy, because that will cause a bit of a conflict. So get rid of that and just make sure there's a little gap in between. That's my personal preference. Again, guys, let's say that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So only working 6 hours. So we definitely want to change that a little bit when these guys are working 9. So we can definitely work that off. That's 7 hours. That should be okay now. So let's just double check, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're working that. So we don't want that. We want you there. And that should be 8 for you now. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go, guys. So we've got all our crews now working the 8-hour shifts, which is good. Go over to our squads. And we've got morning shift, evening shift, night shift. So these are all the different sailors over there that will work with your officers. So these are ones that we're doing the hard grafting work, while your sailors are giving the instructions out. So always interesting to make sure you've got enough sailors added on, guys. Always try and have the 8 assigned up to there in the morning shifts. And then whoever's working out your officers, guys, will obviously have them sailors. And that's over 8, 8, and 8. So whatever time of the day it is, we'll always have 8 sailors on. Specialization, guys. So In the game, you earn points throughout the game, and you can obviously progress. So we've got diving. Each save with a specialization speeds up the diving process. So again, that can be very important, guys, at times. Silent running, again, I mean, they're all very, very important. Diving, silent, and the three biggest things on the U-boat, guys. You're under attack, or you want to sink something quickly, you want to be under, you're being hunted, and you want to be as silent as possible, and then discipline. You don't want things kicking off in a little tight can. That is for sure. So once you get through the game, guys, we need 500 points. We can start specialising our crew and then making these things diving a lot quicker, silent running a lot more effective, and then making sure our crew behave themselves. Again, and then, guys, we've got the boat. So you can, if you want to, guys, set a dive schedule for the boat. I don't touch this. I just do it myself. But you can have it, you could press that, have it dive up for an hour or be under for 2 hours. So as you say dive at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and come up for 2 hours, then go down. Totally up to you guys what you want to do with it. But I say I leave it alone. So if you want to ship a U-boat submerged for 3 hours, and then maybe an hour, and then maybe 2 hours, you can do whatever you want, guys. So you can feel free to mess around with that as much as you want. How much you want the boat under the water. Say we will do. Oh, I'm going to do that manually myself, and I feel like it, guys. But yeah, that's just a little quick, brief look, guys, at that section. So without further ado, we are going to want to load some bits onto this boat now and make sure she is loaded up. So we're going to add a little bit more food. So we've got 50 bread and we've got 50 pork. We do have fish and we do have potatoes in there. So we'll add a little bit of cheese. So I'll add 15 cheese, guys. We'll add that. And this does come out of your budget, so £420 for that. So you've got to be a little bit wary. Potatoes are free, which is quite nice, but we've got quite a few of them. We can adjust the gallery in a second. And we'll have a bit of vegetables. Can't beat a bit of vegetables. Have your greens. So we'll go 20 veg. That should be plenty enough with what's already in the gallery. So let's just make sure, as they started moving, the torpedoes, they have, fuel is on. Come on, game, it does pause sometimes, guys, which is quite annoying. We can get a bit more equipment if you want to, but we're going to leave that. Coffee we're good for. I'll tell you what, we'll take one demolition charge with us. And I think that will leave that as B then, guys. We've got our deck gun, I think. Deck gun has got 30 rounds, and our flak has got 3,000 rounds, so we should be covered in that respect. Let's just make sure these guys are doing that. They are moving them, but very, very slowly. Okay, we might not have a full load of torpedoes this first time round, guys. So we've sorted that out, we've got that on. That's what we were going to do. We were going to go to the gallery. Where are we? There we are. So you can see we've got 40 dried fish and 60. We don't need that much potatoes. So we'll transfer 35 potatoes over to there. So that gives us 25. We'll transport some of these, 40 of them. So we'll do 25 of them. So there's a limit, guys, so we can have 600 kg in that gallery, and it will only last a few days though, so you've got to bear that in mind. We'll have 10 veg, and we'll have a little bit. We'll have 6 cheese, so they can make whatever they want to with that, guys. So that is in and locked. Weather guys on the engines, so let's get ready, guys, and get on our first patrol. A little bit of waffling, but we can cover other bits when we come back to port. So, this is the guy, guys, you need to go to. That's going to give you the orders for going out on patrols or anything the Kriegsmarine want you to do. So you can see, and your orders from Admiralty, which we did, that's where you get all your orders from. We can ask for favours, so we can have specialised crew, guys. Again, all points based, so you're going to have to earn these points. Specialised crew, which will give me another officer on the U-boat, which will help in resting and rotating the duties. Free roam, that's if you just want to go out and do whatever you want, guys. Access to the Eagles nets, it's all going to become very apparent, guys. one thing I will say, additional mission choice, that is very crucial. There's only so many missions you can select first off, so having that one I recommend, as well as specialised crew and additional choices. Choose between one of them first, guys. Having more mission choices is a little bit better because it can get a little bit repetitive. Not a bad thing, but if you want a few more choices, you can reset it and it'll give you a couple more different missions. So choose between them two first off, I always say, guys. Watch me now, I won't even do that first time. And then we can go true niche training. So that is the tutorial, guys. Again, if you did select no tutorial and then you think, oh, I might want to do it, just go down to my cruise niche training. That'll give you the tutorial. Need a break. So your crew will get stressed, guys, especially if you're being hunted and you're getting depth charged for a long period of time, or you're away at sea for a long period of time. They'll start to get demoralized. That's where the fighting happens. So sometimes, guys, it is good to send them on a little bit of a break. It does count in days, of course, so we can just send them on a cheap 14-day break with a family, or we can be a bit more extravagant, take them to the Bavarian village, German Alps resort, somewhere posh if they've done really well. But it always debuffs, guys, so it will reduce tiredness, especially if you pay for them. So you can see there, guys, discipline penalties caused by fatigues will be removed. If you go down to German Alps resort, crew won't accumulate fatigue for 7 days, so they won't really get tired for 7 days. So these are massive buffs, especially more towards the later period of the game, guys, in the war, than the early, because obviously the allies get even more better technology going that way. So always make sure, say, maybe send them on a couple of cheap ones, then send them on a bit of a more 21, 22 a month holiday. There's all sorts, guys. So just bear that in mind if you are going to play it. But right, Nathan, shut up. Let's get into this. So this is where we get our orders. Orders from Majesty. Say, guys, we're not at war yet, so this is just going to be a normal patrol. So after a rigorous training and preparations, your U-boat is now ready for our first assignment. Choose one of the available sectors and then set sail. So you can see, guys, it gives us 3 choices. If you choose additional, I think it gives you, well, it does give you a 4th, which just adds it up, gives you more options. So since that's our first patrol, guys, we don't want to go that far, especially on your first patrol. That's a good way out, very much a good way out, guys. So I would definitely stay near the North Sea English Channel. So obviously, when the war does kick off, guys, there's going to be a lot of activity, especially the English Channel. We'll get on that. That is a death trap. But yeah, try and just always stay within these first 2 sectors. So there, or just on the outskirts of the channel. We'll select bang in the middle, guys. We'll select that. So there we go. We are ready for set sail. So to set sail, guys, we're going to select this at the top of our screen. Telegraph. So obviously I'm just going to run through this, guys, as well. Battery. It is our battery deployment. So you are going to have to redo that, guys. So when you're under the water, you're going to turn on your electric motors. And then after a couple of hours, that is going to start depleting. Do never, ever, ever let it get to orange, because that can be a disaster, guys. As well as your air quality. Just don't let it get to a very bad state, because that's where your crew start getting stressed. They could die. Always keep on top, especially these 2, guys. Just keep on top of your air quality and your battery. Fuel, you can manage that, guys. We'll sort that out in a second. And then your discipline. So we can play music on the U-boat, guys. Keep the morale up. We can play cards, but we'll cover all that. But let's set sail. So, telegraph, guys. That's what we want to collect. And we want to go. It will tell you in English, thank God. It is all in German, but the text is in English. So we're going to go forward 2. There we go. Forward 2. So we will start to move out. There we go, guys. She's off. She is off. So we've got no depth underneath us because we're in our German port of Wilhelmshaven at the moment. So this is our first patrol, guys, before it all starts to kick off. So very interesting indeed. So there's our guy. He's checking on the engines. So what I am going to do, guys, now, this is where you get in charge of your officers, as I said. So fuel, guys, we are losing a bit of fuel. So when you're chasing, especially if you're chasing something, guys, when you get closer to a target or you're trying to chase them down, having 1 or 2 sailors assigned to this guy on the engines is a very, very good idea, because it's going to help you reduce the fuel the boat uses. So we'll assign one guy to him. They're all very useful assignment. Obviously your captain, you want help scouting out ships when he's on top, or he's on the periscope, attacks periscope. So that's going to help him increase his range. So if you just keep it as captain, his range is going to be very reduced. But I can get into that in further detail, guys. Again, navigation, so he's going to make sure we don't get lost. Keep up to the date so we roughly know where we are. We can assign him one. And then torpedo guy, he's going to make sure he maintains our torpedoes. Make sure to try and not be as less of a dud. So if we go down to our torpedoes, guys, you will see, there he is starting to polish up the head of the torpedo. But if you click on it, it's still moving them at the moment, which is quite worrying. So that is a bit worrying. Why are you still moving them? You should have done that now, old boys. But we'll cover that then when they've actually moved them. But they will have tick marks, but I'll show you that, guys. But without further ado, let's get out of port. Self-explanatory, guys. Speed up time. We don't want to doodle about. We want to get out of here. So there will be conversations going on as well, guys, within the game. And you can see the crew are going to have a bit of a talk amongst themselves, which is always nice to know. So we're going to leave the port, guys. Again, you can just sail all the way out, but I'm going to select that. So open map, guys. Here we go. So this is where we came from. Here, port of Wahhavn. So we've just entered or exited the port, shall we say, and we want to set sail now to our patrol sector that we've been assigned between Netherlands and the UK. So if you're on PlayStation, guys, you're going to hold down the X button and press and drag your marker towards the green sector of patrol. So that is going to give your boat a directional situation of where it needs to be going. So you can press that, guys, and then you can also press square, and that will then let you set a course for the ship. So you can go as far as you want, as quick as you want, any direction as you want, guys. So that we could do that within our submarine and it would be no issues whatsoever. Totally up to you. Always try, and especially if you're in between certain United Kingdom and Norway, guys, I always recommend, once you reset everything, so you just reset it by pressing X, always patrol. If you're in between certain interesting areas, guys, you want to patrol up like this, because the ships are going to be heading that direction. So you want to be intercepting anything that could be coming that way and that way. So always up, down, up, down, up, down. Best chance of trying to catch something, guys, especially once the war really kicks off, when the convoys start popping out. Or you can, especially if you want to be up in this sector, which we can always cover, you can go, let's just reset it, we can go that way, and that's more between that direction, that's more between up that side, guys, but again, we'll cover that at a later date. But let's just set our U-boat for here. So here we are, guys, 1st of September. Nothing's happening, very quiet, without further ado. So let me go now, guys, to our radio guy. Where is he? Here he is. We are going to pop on. Where is he? There he is. We're going to pop on the music. We will have Wahhavn radio. So that will make some music, guys. So we're not at war, we're not looking for anything, so try and keep that morale up of your crew as best you can before you want to start hunting anything. Just make sure you're on top of that, guys. You don't want that to drop to 0, otherwise yeah, you're not sinking anything, and it'd be World War II inside the sub, never mind outside of it. But without that, guys, that is a lot more in-depth. Change the radio station, change it to London, or we can change it to Gibraltar. So whatever you want to do, you don't have to play it, guys, totally up to you. Totally up to you. So we'll set that for Wahhavn. Another thing we can do, guys, so navigation wise, where is my man? He's here, as we can see. Where is he? There he is. So see, guys, see Hoffman, he's here studying the map. So if we just go above that icon, guys, we can see there navigation is at 100% and we know where we are. So once that will be able to upgrade that, guys, to make it higher, so we don't have to keep sending him back into. But within the meantime, he's only on 100, and we know where we are, as we've only just left port, guys. So we're going to set him up, we're going to select him, there he is, Hoffman, and we're going to have him go in playing cards with the crew as well. Just keep that route, so we've got music and cards going. So the crew can be quite happy with that, guys. So they can't be moaning that they haven't got anything for them. So let's go, guys. Let's go into our captain. Where is he? That's that. So if we select on our captain, guys, we can press up on the D-pad, and there we go, first person view. So we can play in person, as you saw, guys, from the settings. We can play in first person, totally, if you want to, but you won't be able to see this view. Obviously it'll just be all inside the boat, but I like this view, guys. So we can hop onto our little stool, there we go, and if you press L2, it gives you the option of a flashlight or binoculars. So binoculars, we're obviously going to need them, guys, for looking out for ships and trying to work out where they are, directional awareness. Obviously we're not at war at the minute, guys, so we don't need to be too worried, but that is what you can do with him. We will take a wander around with him. We've got these guys as well, targeting sight. So again, anything for a ship, guys, lock onto your target, which we will cover, and then we'll cover this when we actually do get to finding a target once the war has started. Always thing to do, guys. We want to play realistically. We've just left the port. We want to get rid of our German flag. We don't want to pop up and scare the enemy and risk them seeing our flag. We're not in our port, so we need to take that flag down. We don't want to be announcing ourselves to anybody, making us more visible than we are. So while we're out at sea, we shall remove the flag. Let's actually go and take a look, guys, down here. Let's go. So it's all very interactable, guys. So if you got here's the TDC. So this is where we'll set one of our officers to do the torpedo calculations. Again, you can totally do this yourself if you select it. We can mess around with it. I wouldn't even know where to start with that, guys. There's a guy on YouTube, I don't know if you've heard of him, Wolfpack. He's great at this game, and he tries to do a lot of it himself. So if you want to go and watch a even more realistic series of the game, go and check him out. Brilliant YouTuber. Crazed Jester as well is very good. He's good at U-Boat. There's the first two guys that got me into U-Boat. So even more in depth, totally realistic. Go and watch Wolfpack, and maybe jump over to Crazed Jester as well. Another good one to watch. But obviously stick here, watch me. I'll get as good as them one day. But yeah, totally interactable, guys. I wouldn't even know where to start with that. Would not know where to start. So periscope, obviously attack periscope when we're under the water. This is what we're going to need to use for calculations when we're not on above the surface. So you can see we're currently set there, guys, at 3 meters, 0 meters. So we're going to go up, and that is then going to give us our point of view. Of course, you're not going to really use this. You can use it above water if you want to, but you can clearly see here we need to set that to sea level. There we go. And then we can obviously zoom in and out, guys. So if you want to see a target far away, helps you move around a lot quicker as well if you zoomed out. Middle to center again, and then again if you lock onto your target, guys, zoom in, lock in. Quite straightforward and easy to use, but that is for more underwater attacks. Let's go and take a look, guys, what we've got here then. So very, very well modelled. So here's our navigation area, guys. So we can see we're still at 100%. So that's where we do navigation. But look at this, guys. The detail that's gone into, I mean, look at the meat here hanging up. Absolutely fantastic. So all very interactive. We'll see, we can close the hatches. Obviously, if we press D-pad on the PlayStation, we can still give our orders as the captain. We can still tell everyone what to do. So we can select Michael, tell him to go and maintain the torpedoes. He will. But yeah, very, very well done, guys. Developers have done a great job of doing this. So you don't get this all the time, guys. And we've never had another sim game on a PlayStation or Xbox as I know of. Let me know if I am wrong. But yeah, we can through the hatch. Here's some of our crew, the music playing. So released from the duty. So there's Vogel, we can tell him to go to bed. Take command, there's Hoffman playing his cards with the guys. I don't think we can, oh yes, we can squeeze through. There's our gallery guys. And then here's the, let's turn the radio off actually. Where is our radio man? Yes, I know you're saving game. Let's probably not have that on. No doubt we'll get copyrighted for that. So that is my only issue. But there you go guys, you've seen the radio as it is. So yeah, engine room, totally well modelled. Look at all this. The whole boat shaking from the vibration. Oh, and obviously guys, if we change up our speed, these will even chatter even more. So there's the drive propeller. Torpedo, there's our stern torpedo guys. Looking well. Got our guy on top of it there, maintaining it. We'll just go to the front as well so you can have a quick look at that. So totally up to you guys. As I say, you can play first person all the time. Totally up to you. Definitely makes it more realistic. We will try and play first person as much as possible. You say, especially when we're torpedoing things or under attack, adds to the realism. So we go under here guys. There's our bed. That is our bed. This is the skipper's bed. Open our journal. We do have journals guys. So we have a standby log, ship spotted at coordinates 505420. So we can take a look at that later on in the game. And this will just keep us up to date guys with what's going on. So we hope this message finds you and your crew in good spirits. Your next mission is to patrol the squares, blah, blah, blah. That's where we're heading guys. So first person gives you some information. Our radio guy is here, there he is. So this is where you'll conduct, intercept and send obviously the radio messages. Echo room, listening for ship propellers. You can send him across and he'll go and find them. What we've got in here then, so here's the main torpedo room. Very noisy, very noisy guys, very rattly in here. So this is where the business end of the ship is. This is where the crew have to sleep, bless them. So this would have been absolutely horrendous, I'm sure, back then, having to live in such cramped and such tough conditions. But yeah guys, let me know down what you think in the comments. Is this model well? I definitely think it is. Very interesting indeed. See, we can play cards, we can do all sorts guys. It's been really well thought out, so always up to you guys what you want to do. But let's get our captain back up to the top. He needs to be on the lookout for ships. And of course, we can leave him to it. We don't need to keep playing as him. Okay, it can become stuck. Oh, we are stuck. Get up there. Let's leave him. Right, so we'll leave him there, guys. So yeah, that was just like a little bit of a run through of the actual ship. Not bad at all. I keep saying ship, you know what I mean. Ship, U-boat, submarine, however you want to call it. But let's get on with our patrol then. We're going to increase our speed a little bit. Our guy is got an engine room guy on with him, so let's hop into our map if we can, and we shall skip some time. Let's skip a little bit of time there. There we go. So it is starting to get a little bit dark now, so we do need to keep an eye, like I say guys, keep an eye on our crew, make sure they're not getting too fatigued. We're also keeping an eye on navigation. Our navigation is dropped down to 89, so we need Kurt Hofferman to get his navigation up and make sure we're on the right track. Engines are looking good, no kind of issues. We do need to turn our lights, guys, to red. So this is something you need to do. Turn the lights. So obviously daytime you're going to need normal lights. All adds to the, if we take a look up here guys, discipline. So normal lighting gives us +10, varied dishes, the food on board gives us +12. So it all adds to that. But because it's night time, we need the guys to adapt. Obviously if we're going to attack anything guys and they're working in bright light, it's not going to make it well when you're trying to see a ship in the distance in the dark. So always at night time make sure you are on red guys, that is the most important thing. And then we've also got blue, so we'll show you that once we submerge guys. You need our crew to be as quiet, silent as possible going forward. so we can hear ship propellers, but also very important, obviously, when we're being hunted and we want to turn our drive planes to manual. Anything that makes noise, guys, so silent running, we need to enable, which we will do. We will get to it, guys. All to come, let's put it that way. But without further ado, let's make sure we are covering. We're still at 3. We are still covering at 3. So let's skip some time. So we're getting now to 10 o'clock. It's getting late. We'll give our engine guy a bit of a break now. He's been on for a little while. We actually checked the map, guys. It will tell us how long we've been at sea. So we've only been at sea actually 9 hours, so I don't think anybody should be going to bed yet. But we'll definitely just check on their retirements. Yeah, so that's 100% captains. So Hoffman again has done his job. So we'll stick Hoffman back on playing cards. Want him, actually no what? No, we won't. We'll send him to bed because we can rotate the captain Hoffman in certain roles, so that's fine. So we're not at war, guys. We're not looking for anything. We're not needing to submerge. We're more just on our patrol at the second. We are still 1st of September 1939. So all is moved a little bit on. So if we move out, guys, you can see. Should probably cover this a little bit earlier. So Germany invasion of Poland. So currently we're not at war with Britain or Norway or France or America. Not happening. We're just attacking, on the ground forces are just attacking Poland at this moment in time. So nothing's really kicked off yet. This is just the first start of the war. All these are absolutely none to the wise to what's going on. So say we're on a random patrol, keeping our eyes out for any issues. Let's put it that way. Right, let's skip some more time, shall we? Skippy skip skip. So you definitely want to keep jumping in and out, guys. We don't want our crew to get too tired. So you can see now, crew are getting a little bit tired. So we can send our radio man. Where is he? We'll send you to bed. We'll get Hoffman back on navigation for a second, and then we'll send him to bed. We'll send our engine guy to bed now. Save quite a bit of fuel, so we shouldn't need to really worry about fuel now for a little while. Food is looking good. You're still up there, aren't you, my friend? We can certainly jump on you. So if we press L2 on the PlayStation controller, guys, we can choose between that and binoculars again. So you can definitely see we've got a bit of speed up now. We are hurtling along quite nicely. So without that, say we're looking for ships, but I say we haven't got any indication we're at war yet. Oh, sorry, your big head's in the way. What are you doing? Excuse me, sir, your head is in the way. I want to get up here. Oh, we can go on the binocular. Let's go on the binoculars. Come on. No, I don't want to do that. Let me go use that. There we go. So, have we got any ships in our vicinity? Anything out here on the sail? Anything sailing around? Doesn't look like it, guys. Does not look like it. No, it's all very quiet. Not even a single freighter or a fishing boat about. So we can be very confident we're safe on the surface. Our flag is down. So let's, again, we'll skip a bit more time then. And get towards... we'll skip that and we'll get him to bed, actually. We'll get to towards our patrol area now. Let's put you now on bridge. Should be good actually now, guys. On. Yeah, navigation is now 100%. Cook's there. Yeah, you're knackered, so you need a rest. Nod. You're there, my friend. You can definitely get working on the torpedoes. So have you moved them? They have. So there we are. This is what I was trying to explain before, guys. So you can see on this bottom right torpedo, it's got a tick and a bit of a health bar. So that's telling us there that it's pretty much a good torpedo. It's not brilliant because the health bar has fell away fully, but that's telling us it's got a very good high chance of detonating on impact or underneath the ship. And then these guys here, these other three, now they're not maintained. Nothing to say, guys, that they won't go off once they make a contact with a ship, but there's a high chance they won't. So we need him to make sure he does maintain these and keep them up to scratch. We don't want to find ourselves being stuck in a fight and we haven't got anybody, a bunch of torpedoes that aren't maintained and none of them work. That would be an absolute disaster for our new captain. But without further ado, let's speed up a little bit more time. I always speed up a little bit more time again just to get back into the game, guys, and then jump back in. See, we are turning daylight again now. It's obviously very summer hours, or definitely bright at this time of the year. So we're going to want our bright lights on. It's not dark now, so what we're looking like. Hoffman's still quite good. Captain, still a bit tired. We'll get our, where is our radio guy? We'll get you back on the radio, my friend. Weber, what time are we? We're 3:40. I'm going to leave you off the engines for now. I'm quite happy you not being on there. You're working on that, good lad. We can see, we have a scout again. See if we can see anything out here. It doesn't look like it. We are very, very quiet around us at the moment. Let's just recenter that actually. We'll look the other way as well. What are we seeing? Are we seeing anything out there? Any type of ship? Very vast ocean, guys. When you don't really realize, unless you've been on a cruise or you've been working on naval ships, you don't realise once you're in the ocean it looks very, very empty. But it isn't. There's always something lurking, and we're going to be the ones lurking once we need to be. I mean, look at the state of this. We're giving ourselves away here, guys. The amount of engine smoke that we're giving off. So if we were chasing something now, guys, and we were giving off this smoke, it would just give us away and make it even harder for us to be able to intercept them. That's why we've got our engine guy that will, once we've got a assigned sailor or two, we'll reduce that. We can give him some oil, which we can actually do when he's awake, and that will just help die down the black smoke of the engine. Make it a little bit less easier for the enemy to spot us once we are at war. Right, we are, if we zoom in, up on the D-pad, we've covered quite a bit of distance there now, guys, so we will speed up again the time. We're not far off now. We are not far off at all. So let's get our guy back on the engines. You can have one. We want you maintaining them. We want you on navigation, and we'll have the skipper on watch. So I think we're looking. Yeah, Weber's getting. Actually, we wanted to control Weber, didn't we? We need Weber to get some. Actually, come here, my friend. Where is the oil? I think it's in the storage. Where's the storage? Excuse me, my friend. Very loud in here, and obviously they didn't even have ear muffs, guys. Well, not in the game, they haven't. So, God knows what the heads must be. I'm banging headache all the time. Where is our storage? There it is. We haven't got any oil. Ooh, dearie me. That's not great. We forgot oil. Or have we got any oil? Well, it's not in there. Where's our other storage? Where did we see it? It's down here, wasn't it? Have I forgot oil like a rookie? That wouldn't be very good, would it? If I forgot oil? I think I have. That's not good. Oh, is it in here? Cabinet? Yeah, we forgot oil. Damn it! Okay, so that's a very much rookie, but there's the toilet, guys. We can go and take a piddle. So actually in real life, guys, I'm sure everyone knows, they actually did fill this with food. They didn't really have many toilets on the ship. We'll shut that door. It's very loud. But yeah, so I forgot the oil. That's not great at all. Never mind. So we're going to have to do this with a bit of a smoke trail. Let's say it's not as pivotal, guys, because we are not really at war yet. So if we check our map again, we are nearly now into the patrol zone. So let's speed up our time. There we go, guys. So we've hit patrol sector. So So our objective, guys, we have been given an objective of travel 2,000 kilometers inside the marked area. So we have to send that off to BDU and let them know we have arrived at our destination. It is 6:21 in the morning. Again, we're not at war. I'm going to keep saying it, guys. We're not at war yet. So we don't have to submerge, but we may do. Why not? I'll definitely show you being submerged. So, patrol pattern I am going to do is something like this. We need to cover 200 or 2,000 kilometers. So we'll definitely have a patrol sector, something like this. We'll put you up there, we'll put you up there. That's quite a bit of distance for now. So that now should start obeying what we wanted. So let's just check. So we got, there we go, guys. So once we've sent that radio message, we've got a bit of XP for that. Hoffman is getting a little bit tired. So we don't want you knackered, my friend. So we will send you for a bit of a rest. Well, things now bilge. We don't want water, guys. The game will do this. Realistic bilging, which we set in the settings. If we leave this, let me just show you. Here, all components are dry at the moment. If we select down here, we can see there is water inside a compartment. I don't know where it is. It's very little at the moment. But again, we want to make sure we keep on top of this, guys. We don't need the U-boat being full of water in here. So we want to make sure the water is cleared out. So what we want to do is tell somebody to turn that on. And this guy here looks like he's going to do it for us. He has. Oh, there you go. That's how much water is in there, guys. On and off in a second. So, not really useful at that time, but I just wanted to point that out, guys. This will be used quite a bit in the game. Quite a bit indeed. We don't want to be too heavy and end up sinking ourselves. Right, so, is Captain still out there? Have we seen anything? No, we haven't. We are still out here looking for nothing. Still on normal life, chilling, just enjoying the sea. Nice. I shall be back in a second, guys. I'm just going to stop this recording here and make a new one, and I'll be back with you within a jiffy. So I'll see you in a quick second, guys.